Okay, Coach Schaefer and the players are on their way up in a few moments. Again, for most of you who've been here, so you know the format will be an opening statement from Coach Schaefer, and then we'll ask you to please direct your questions to the three student athletes that are here, and then we'll dismiss them and then go back to Coach Schaefer for final questions. Okay, we want to welcome everyone to our press conference from the NCAA second round here from the Frank Erwin Center and University of Texas in Austin. Coach and players, congratulations for the victory today. And Coach Schaefer, we'd like to have you give an opening statement, please.
Okay, just give me 1 second. Well, just first of all, I want to congratulate Utah. I haven't slept in 2 nights trying to figure out how to guard them. Coach Robert, she's done a heck of a job there, and they're young. Like I told her, the next 3 years, don't call me for a home and home because they're really going to be good, and they're so good right now for as young as they are, and they have such great chemistry, especially offensively. They can really be a nightmare, and of course it's hard to have nightmares when you can't sleep. So, but I just, it was real similar, y'all, to a few years ago. We had to play DePaul in the second round of an NCAA tournament, and they were so good offensively, and I just decided Saturday afternoon, I was like, you know what, we may have to outscore them. So I just started looking at film, not on defense and how to guard them. I'd seen enough of that. I started watching film about, okay, we got to find a way we might have to outscore them a little bit. I'm telling you, these kids today, that's about as good as we've played offensively in a while. They executed some great stuff. And again, you have to really tip your hat to this team. I mean, these kids right now are playing at such a high level. against some really good teams and great coaches. And today, you know, that's a pretty good. I'm not sure we didn't play maybe better than we did against Baylor, and we played really good against Baylor. But offensively today, and then the second half defensively, we really made it. You know, made them turn it over a little bit more and miss some shots. And I think they had 12 turnovers in the second half. They had 7 at half. But I just thought our tenacity defensively was really good the second half. And again, we talked about it. You know, it's everybody's got a plan coming out, and they attack us. They'll backdoor us a time or two, or, you know, they'll do something to us to attack our pressure. But at the end of the day, our pressure usually wears on you a little bit, and I thought it did today. And Rory was really special leading our team. She was special defensively. Look, when we have kids asking to come out of games because they're tired, that means they're playing really hard because we are in really good shape. Amo, my son goes, hey, Dad, Amo, she's playing really good. Like, where's that been? And I'm like, well, son, she's been hurt, and it takes a while to get back sometimes when you've been hurt like she was. And, I mean, she's playing obviously like the kid we knew she was going to be. And she's getting more and more comfortable every day. She's playing with confidence, but she's worked at it. This is what happens when somebody puts their head down and goes to work. You know, she could have been woe is me. She could have hung her head. I got hurt. I can't do it. You know, next year no. The kid put her head down and went to work. And you have to appreciate and respect somebody that does that. I told Aaliyah Matharu down there, I said, I just woke up this morning and had a peace. There was something when I woke up, I just had a peace about the day, and I had a really good feeling she was going to play good today. And boy, did she. She played spectacular today. Defensively, offensively, made some great decisions. Got on her, she turned down a layup because she was unselfish, throwing it over there to Joe, who was wide open on the wing. But just really played tremendous, I thought. And again, their energy from these two out on the perimeter, Amo just finishing everything. She's 9 for 10, is that right? Mm-hmm. And, you know, I'm not sure I remember the one she missed, but just really, she's tough. And again, you've got to be happy for kids, y'all, that work, that put their head down and work. This is a team that is continuing to grow and mature. You know, y'all weren't in our locker room Friday, and we challenged them because we didn't feel like we played up to our standard at Texas on Friday. And again, give Fairfield a lot of credit, but I think these kids felt that same way. Saturday, I had their attention. We had good practice, didn't we? A lot better than the 3 previous, huh? And so we locked in. Shoot-around was pretty good this morning. Coach still still worried about trying to guard them. And they had 30 at halftime, but we had really done a great job offensively. Joe came out. I'm not sure. I thought she's going to miss today. And the ones she missed, y'all, were pre-short ones. So she she came ready to go and did a heck of a job as well. So just this is why you do what you do in coaching. You know, I can't be more happy for my players. I know how hard they work. I know how dedicated they are. I know how badly they want to be good. And I couldn't be more happy for them. And our crowd today, to do it out there in the last athletic event in this great arena, to send this arena out that way, it was really cool, really special. And so I told them, enjoy the day, but don't drink the poison. There'll be people talking about them on TV now for the next day or so. You better not drink the poison. You better stay humble and hungry. And so I'll remind them of that tomorrow and the next day and the next day. And I think they will. I think they understand what happened last week. We're on to bigger and better things. That championship's over and done with. Now it's time to try to get to another one.
Thank you, Coach. We're going to take questions now for the 3 student athletes. We're going to start with Danny Davis, Austin American Statesman.
All 3 players, what was the mindset coming out of halftime? You guys had a comfortable lead, but you know, over the first 5 minutes of the third quarter, you guys really put the pedal to the metal, I guess.
We usually always want to punch first every first 5 minutes. So, I mean, We've been pretty good at coming out into the quarters and stuff and punching first, and that's what we really focus on. So
Yeah, I mean, basically what Rory said, we were like, just don't settle. We're up right now, but let's just keep pushing the lead, and we executed really well.
Punch first. That's always our motto. Punch first.
And then Aaliyah or Rory Matharo, Nada. Is this what y'all have been seeing from Amo the entire season? Practice and stuff?
Yes. She has always been this good around the rim and just in general. I think today was the first time
So it's my fault?
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Like, I think today was the first time I saw Leah shoot a mid-range jumper, and, like, as soon as she caught the ball, I was like, shoot it, cash. Like, it's going in. But, like, she's always been really good around the rim. Like, you can pass her the ball from any spot on the floor, and she's going to catch it and do something with it down there in the post, so.
yeah, I've been seeing it from her since high school to now, coming into Texas together. I mean, I don't expect anything less. So
Next question, Kirk Bowles, Austin American Statesman, front row here. Then we'll go to Danielle Lerner from the Houston Chronicle.
Rory, I don't know if that was as complete a game as y'all can play, but y'all are obviously hitting your stride right now. Are you as impressed with the way you are playing as everybody else? And is there anybody you feel like y'all can't beat in this field?
I mean, we're just focusing on ourselves right now. I mean, it starts in practice every day, and like he said, we had a really good practice the other day. And I mean, I'm not really as much as I'm worried about our opponents, but we have to get better ourselves first. So practice. There's a lot of things that we can improve on the offensive end and defensive end. Just limiting turnovers. We had 12, which isn't too bad, but I mean, we had 7 in the first, and that means we only had 5 in the second. So, I mean, that and then just focusing on communicating on defense, and we'll be good. We'll be good.
Aaliyah, do y'all feel unbeatable right now?
I'm not going to answer that because of how he looking at me, but one game at a time, you know? Like, that's what we put in our team group chat. We want to do one game at a time. We're not going to think too far ahead, even though, you see a lot of upsets, and it's just important to stay within us. It's about our team, our teammates, each other. And I think if we do that, then
We're capable.
we'll be fine. Yeah, we're capable,
We're
very
capable.
capable.
Aaliyah, I saw when you sat down, you looked at the box score and you pointed something out to Amo. What were you telling her?
She went 9 for 10. She only missed 1 shot. That's big. That's really good.
She did the same thing. She was 6 for 7.
Yeah. Did you guys realize that, each of you, when you were in the game?
No.
I was honestly just playing. Aaliyah's a great passer, and so I know I get a lot of assists from both of them. They're great passers, and so I just have to get position, and I know they'll give it to me. But I was just happy we won at the end of the day. That's all I was worried about.
And then for all 3 of you, Coach was describing his sense of peace this morning when he woke up. Did you guys have that, or were you still a little nervous, or at what point did that kind of sink in where you're like, all right, like, we got this?
I mean, I had some peace. It came from practice, though. Like you can walk into the gym and see in everybody's eyes that like they're ready. Like, I mean, it's winter. I mean, winter, go home. I mean, we're not ready to go home.
Yeah, I woke up this morning and I called my mom and I was like, Mom, I have the feeling. And she was like, what feeling? And I was like, the same one we had before we played Baylor. I'm telling you, that morning I woke up and I was like, this is like, we got this. I had that same feeling this morning, so I was really confident.
I got the feeling too. I don't know if people know, but like, you ever get like, like they say when your palm itch, that means you're gonna get some money, or like your right eye's jumping. I don't know. Like I'm really big into my spirituality, I guess you could say, or like intuition. But like, I just had a feeling like last night something just came over me and I shook in the bed and I'm like, wait a minute, like, what's that? But all day, my right eye was jumping. I came in and when we started shooting, my first shot did not even hit the rim. Like, it just went right in, and I was like, oh, okay, let me calm down and, just stick with them. Like, they're really good, so.
Our next question will come from Chip Brown. Just identify your affiliation and ask your question, please.
Chip Brown with Horns 24/7. For Aaliyah Matharo, can you just talk about watching Aaliyah Moore's star rise, confidence rise, and what does that do for this team?
I think it's really big because you come in as a freshman and it's not the easiest thing. It wasn't easy for me, and like you watch her go through her different obstacles of, okay, well now I'm in a new system, I'm in a new offense, and then learning how to play defense under Coach Schaefer's style is like, it's different and it can be challenging, but like nobody on our team is gonna give up, and she didn't give up. Even though she got hurt and she had to sit out a few games, it was like constant, you know, like she just had an itch to hurry up and get back, and like she took her time with her injury, but like when she was ready, you could just tell because in practice everything was different. You know, the other 4s and 5s were, they had somebody to actually compete with, and like you just watch her constantly get rebounds and get stops, and it's just like, oh, okay, well, now she's ready. Like, she gets the hang of it, you know, the flow of the offense. She learned her plays. I don't know how, but she learned them. And it's exciting to know that, like, she wasn't going to give up. Like, she didn't give up. So to know in the back of our minds that we had a teammate go down early in the season and she came back and she just kept fighting and kept pushing, it's just exciting to know that we have another tough player on our team.
1 second before we go to the gentleman in the back row, if anyone who is joining us remotely, the media members, if you do want to ask a question, we have time for 2 more questions for our student athletes. Please use the raised hand function if you want to ask any questions of the players or of Coach Schaefer. Gentleman in the back, please.
Adam Rosso from Spectrum News for Aaliyah Moore. Other than health, you know, the last 3 games, elimination games, if you will, good opponents, how do you explain kind of rising to the occasion in these moments?
I mean, I think like Coach said, I put my head down and went to work. That's all you can do. I mean, be ready when your name's called, like I've probably said a million times. But I mean, that's it. Hard work, man. That's what it takes. When this team is really tough, and so you have to be tough physically and mentally. That was a big thing for me coming back. But yeah, I mean, and I was surrounded by teammates that had my back, and they were like, just take your time, but, you know, hurry up. But whenever you come back, you know, we got you. So, yeah.
Final question for the student athletes from the back, please.
Dylan Scott with Spectrum News. Just for the players here, what did that mean to close the Irwin Center with a win of this magnitude?
It was definitely an honor to play here. I mean, it was only 1 year for me, but I mean, I just love our fan base. It gets so loud in there and really hot when a lot of people are there. But I mean, I was honored to play there, and I'm ready for the Moody Center.
Yeah, I'm excited. I got to experience 1 year in the Irwin, but I'm ready for Moody. I'm really excited.
It was a blast. I mean, did y'all see that? All those people there for us, like, it was fun.
Yeah, and also shout out to Coach Schaefer because he's worked really hard on getting us a fan base. So yes, we appreciate that. And fans for coming and listening. Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you, ladies, so much. Best of luck to you in the Sweet 16. Thank you.
Thank you.
Folks, we're going to turn this over to Coach Schaefer, but we only have time for 2 questions. Utah has to get to the airport for their flight. We'll start with Danny Davis, Austin American-Statesman, please.
Vic, to start the second half.
It better be a great long question because I've never had this issue before. 2 questions. We just wanted to go to the Sweet 16, and I'm on a time frame.
Well,
Lord, help us.
I expect you to go 5 minutes on this.
Okay, give it to me.
You know, in the second half, you didn't reset your starting lineup. You kind of mixed it up, kept the Aaliyahs on the floor and Audrey. What was the decision behind why you decided to start the second half with that lineup?
I just felt like they could give us what we needed defensively. I didn't want them to get away from us. I just have a lot of respect for Utah. They have, you know, they're well coached and they're really hard to deal with offensively. And I just felt like that group was the ones that we needed to go with. And I almost started Aaliyah this morning. I almost started Audrey. And when we talked about it before the game, I almost started both those kids. And Dee and I talked about it, Deanna and I talked about it, and my superstition won over, and I started the lineup I've been starting. But I really wanted to start Aaliyah and Audrey. And that's 2 kids I'm really comfortable with right now. And obviously they've played some really big minutes for us. And then Amo, you know, obviously Lauren has been tremendous, but when I need to give her a blow now, Amo has just, I mean, I guess I'm the village idiot for not playing her, a lot sooner. She's playing at such a high level right now, but, y'all, she hasn't been that way until here lately, and she's just really getting so much more comfortable, and, her injury is in the past now, and the kid's a confident kid. I mean, I told y'all, that's the 6th ranked kid in the country coming out of high school, and the kid's a competitor, and she's tough, and so, it was certainly something, Danny, I thought about long and hard, with who I was going to have in there. But I told Aaliyah this morning shoot around, I said, you need to be ready to go, and you need to be ready to go for an extended period of time, and don't turn the ball over, and don't be fouling people 60 and 70 feet from the rim. I said, if you'll do that, I won't take you out. And so those kids played our whole team played well. I thought everybody that came on the floor did a good job against a really good basketball team that's well coached, and it's really a great win for us today.
Coach Terry Middleton from Horns Illustrated. Between Friday and today, is there any better way to sum it up as the quote that you have on the wall of the practice center? It's not what we do, but how we do it.
Yeah.
And can you talk about the coaching changes that you made outside of we have to score more than they are?
Well, again, that's just that's who we are. We can't. I tell them all the time, y'all, that just be Texas. Texas is good enough. Just be Texas. Don't try to morph into somebody that you're not. Don't try to become some player that we all have our roles, and they're pretty designated right now. The challenge for a coach this time of year, everybody wants to be a star, but nobody wants to star in their roles. We've got everybody's got a job to do, and I need them to all be good at what they're doing. And I think that's where we are right now. And so, our motto is not what we do, but how we do it that separates us from the rest of the country. That's why I couldn't be more proud. I mean, I'm so happy for these kids because I know the sacrifice that these kids make. I know how hard they work, what they do in practice. I told them my devotional today, I watched 2 sermons and I had a devotional. One of them was on hope. And I told them in the pregame, I said, my hope is for them. Everything I do, I hope they are successful in life. I hope that they, are taking care of themselves and preparing themselves. But if all we're doing is hoping that we win, it ain't going to happen. God does for those that do for themselves. And so, it's really important that our kids embrace that, and so part of that was, okay, we got to come out and punch first. We got to get them on their heels. We got to be in attack mode. We talked about it before the game. We talked about it coming out of in the third quarter. But that's what we do. It's how we play. It's how we play the game. It's playing on Sundays, honoring the game. It's the Lord's day, but we got to play. So let's show him a little appreciation, and by how we play the game, how we honor the game, how we respect the game. Let's show honor and respect to our parents who have done so much for us and sacrificed so much for us to be here where we are today in this moment at the University of Texas, playing for the right to go to the Sweet 16. Let's go show some appreciation and be honorable. And I think that's what our kids, I've got a lot of great kids in that locker room, man. They're great kids. I mean, I love them to death, but, you can want something so bad for somebody. And look, y'all, I wasn't real happy. Anytime you win in college basketball, you need to be happy about that. It's hard to win. It's hard to win in college athletics. And I kicked myself coming out of the locker room the other night. And y'all, I'm not perfect. But I did. I kicked myself a little bit because we just won an NCAA tournament game, yet it's my job to make sure I'm real with them and they understand what's coming down the pipe. And what's coming down the pipe is the University of Utah, which is a heck of a basketball team that's well coached, and they run a bunch of stuff. And if we're not ready and we don't play any better than we played tonight, we will get beat. So you have to pat them on the back, but at the same time, you got to be real with them and let them know, hey, if we play like this Sunday, it ain't going to be good. So there's lots going on. As a coach, you're trying to get a young, inexperienced, immature team to understand. And so there's a lot of moving pieces and a lot of moving parts. But, man, you saw a heck of a team, heck of a game today, two great teams. But you saw the University of Texas play at a really high level today. You got to give those kids credit, man. They were really special today. And you know what? We could have played a lot of people today. And I think it would have been a good day for Texas. So my challenge now is to try to keep that going. And that is hard because they're going to go listen to a bunch of people talk. And we got some folks' attention, I'm sure, today. But we got to stay humble and hungry. So appreciate y'all being here. I guess I'm been shown the door. We good?
We are good, Coach. Thank you so much.
All
Best
right.
to you in the Sweet 16.
Appreciate y'all being here. Thank y'all so much for covering the game. Praise the Lord and hook 'em horns.